Hello everyone. In this session we are going to discuss the call by value and call by reference, pure method and impure method. What is the difference between both? That call by value and call by reference, and the difference between pure method and impure method also we have to discuss. Okay. Now discuss what is the call by value and call by reference. Okay. In the call by value and call by reference, the actual and formal parameter concept will be used. Okay, before going to the concept, I have given a note here. You just see only the concept you have to remember, that is what is call by value and what is call by reference, because in the board exam you will get only the definition and the difference between both. No need of programming for that. Okay, now when we are passing the arguments to the called method from the calling method, then we are passing two types of argument. Okay, one is the primitive type of data as the arguments, or reference type of data as the argument. We already knew in the previous session the primitive data, they are nothing but what? The boolean, character, byte, short, integer, long, float, double, all these are known as primitive type of data, because the argument is nothing but what? It is the data. Okay, so what type of data we have to pass? That is primitive type of data, and we know there is another type of data also there, reference type of data. They are nothing but objects and array. So the argument also two type. What is the primitive type? Another is the reference type. Okay, now when we are using the primitive type, what they are called, when we are using the reference type, what they are called, and what is the difference between them, that you have to discuss. That is difference between the call by value and the call by reference. First we discuss the call by value. Okay, so what happened in the call by value? Already we knew there is the actual parameter and the formal parameter. In the calling method, the parameter or argument, they are used as known as actual parameter, and the arguments or parameter which are used in the called method are called formal parameter. Okay, so in the call by value, copies the value of actual parameter into the formal parameter, which already we have discussed in the example. Okay, that is the method creates its own copy of the argument value and then use them. Okay, so what happened here? The actual parameter value copied to the formal parameter. Okay, and the called methods creates its own copy of argument value. Okay, that is a and v. When x and y, the value of x and y passes to the called method as a and b, the a and b its own copy. Okay, own copy of whom? Own copy of the called method, that is sum. Okay, sum having that's own copy as a and b. Okay, so what happened here? If you do any changes to the a and b, the changes will be not reflected back to the original value, that is x and y. Okay, if the method needs to change the value of a and b, then that value will be not reflected back to the whom? To the original value. Who they are? The x and y. Okay, so what is the main benefit of call by value method? That is, we cannot alter the variable. We cannot change the value of the variable. Okay, that using by the called method. Okay, and if any changes will be made by mistake, if any changes will be made by the called method, it will be inside or in the called method only. It will be not reflected back to the calling method. The original copy of the argument value remain intact. Now look at here how the call by value concept work. Okay, now all of you see in the calling method, that is in the calling method, that is the x value is 2, y value is 5, and this x and y value has to be passed like this. So this is your what? Actual parameter. Okay, they are the actual parameter. This x and y value, this is the 2 and that is the 5. Okay. Now when they are goes to here, that will be the 2 and the 5. They are the formal. Okay. Now here what happened? This is called by value. Means this is the value has to be passed from the calling method to the called method. Okay. Pass to the called method. What it has to pass? The value has to be passed. What type of value? It is primitive type of value. That is the integer value. Okay. The primitive type of value has to be passed here. Okay. Now, what happened here? If that method, that called method, change the value of A and B. A will be increased by 5, B will be increased by 5. So, A value will be earlier it is 2 and 5 means it is 7. B value will be 5 earlier, it is then 10. This 7 and 10 only temporary to here. It will be shown to here. The changes made inside these functions. But when we come back to here, the actual value of x and 5 will be intact. That will be 2 and 5. It will be not changed. So if the called method modify the value will be not reflected back to the calling method. The earlier value will be intact here. It will be not going to be modified or changed. That is happened in the call by value. Okay. So what happened in the call by value? The value will be passed from the calling method to called method. Okay. And when the value will be passes, and if that value will be, what type of value has to be passes? Primitive type of value has to be passes. That is integer, float, character, sort, double, all this type of value. So when any changes made to the value inside the method, the changes will be not reflected back here. Okay. Why? Because one of its copy, the copy of the actual parameter has to goes to the formal parameter. So it will create its own copy. A and B are their own copy. Okay. So any modification has to be done. It's done to the own copy, not to the actual copy. Okay. So actual copy's value, that x and y value will be as it is. Understood? Now, call by reference. So, what happened in the call by reference? In the call by value, we are sending the value. Okay. So, here call by reference, the reference has to be passed instead of value. Okay. What is the meaning of reference? You just look at the reference. The reference, you just look at the reference. The reference is nothing but the address. We can say this is the address. Okay. So reference is nothing but the address. Okay. So reference stores a memory location of the variable. That means the variable which is created in the memory, that location, that address is nothing but the reference. So instead of value, we are sending the address. Okay. So when the method is called by reference, the called method does not create its own copy. Okay, what is happened in the call by value? It creates its own copy, but here in the call by reference case, it will not create its own copy of the original value. Rather, it refers to the original value. So, instead of creating own copy, directly the original value has to be sent. Okay, by the different name only. Okay, that is the reference. Okay, so the called method work with the original data. So what happened if it is work with the original data? If any modification does by the called method, it will be reflected back to the data. Okay. So it is reflected back to the data which is not happened in the call by value, because it does the modification its own copy. But in this case, it is does the modification to the original data. Because in the call by reference, instead of value, the directly we are sending the original data. Okay, so that's why any changes made by the method, it will be reflected back to the data. Just in the note, you just see in the Java, primitive types are passed by the value and the reference type passed by the object and arrays. So who are the reference? When we are passing any object or arrays, we are using call by reference. Okay. I am not going to explain any example here because it is out of syllabus. Only the difference you remember. call by value and call by reference. In call by value, the value has to be passed, and call by reference, the reference has to be passed. Call by value, what type of data has to be passed? Primitive type of data. And call by reference, what type of data has to be passed? Object and arrays. Okay. What happened in the call by value? If any changes made to the data or the arguments or the parameters, it will be not reflected back to the original data. But in the reference type, any changes if you made, the reference, the changes has to be reflected back to the original data. Okay. So these are the three differences you can write. Now we have to know about the concept of pure and impure method. Again the same thing, the concept has to be remembered. You no need to write any program for it. Okay, in exam only you get the definition and the difference. The pure method having some other name also, accessor or getter, but sometimes the question may ask you what is the accessor method, so you should know about the other name. But always be maximum time you will get what is the pure method. Okay, so pure method takes an object or primitive as an argument and it does not change or modify the state of an object. Okay, so the data related to object has not been modified by the pure method, and this pure method always return a value to the caller method. Okay, so it is calling method need a result from the called method, that is called as a pure method. Okay. Now what is the impure method? Other name you can see here, mutator or putter. So impure method is just opposite to pure method. It changes or modify the state of received object. Okay, the data of the object can be changed by the impure method or modified. Okay, and this function not responsible to return result to the caller method. It may or may not return result to the caller method. Okay. So you understood what is the call by value and call by reference, and what is the difference between pure and impure method. So that's all for today. Thank you.